Welcome to the Lunar Alchemy podcast. I am Betsy, your cosmic and lunar guide, and this is a sacred space where we journey through the cycles of the moon through the lens of true sky astrology, shadow work, and cosmic wisdom. Here we honor the living sky as it truly is. We listen to the stars as living frequencies of light, guiding us through cycles of death, rebirth, and becoming. Today's episode is devoted to the final new moon of the year on December 19th, 2025, arriving at the cusp of Ophiuchus and Sagittarius. In this episode, I'll go over the sign and energy themes for this new moon, cosmic alignments to the Galactic Center, Draco, and Antares, and alignments to the Sun, Moon, Venus, Mars, Mercury, and Neptune, and closing out with a Reiki energy healing transmission. This is a powerful threshold moment, a moment of release before initiation. We are shedding the skin, entering the void, and igniting the spark that will carry us through next year. Let us begin. This new moon occurs on December 19th, 2025 at 5:43 p.m. Pacific Time. New moons are always portals for setting intentions and new beginnings, but this one carries a deeper weight. It is the last moon of the year, arriving at the heart of winter, when the earth herself slows, rests, and turns inward. Winter teaches us that growth does not always look like movement. Sometimes growth looks like stillness, like reflection, like letting go. The moon will pass through Ophiuchus the day before it enters Sagittarius at the moment of the new moon. This is why I say that it is at the cusp. In true sky astrology, there are no fixed lines or no strict cutoffs. So this new moon, we get a blend of both energies. And this tells us something important. Before we set intentions, before we aim the arrow forward, Sagittarius being the archer, we must release what we are no longer meant to carry. The moon's passage through Ophiuchus one day before the new moon is very significant, and it feels divinely orchestrated. Ophiuchus is the serpent bearer, the healer, the alchemist, the keeper of hidden knowledge. It teaches us how to shed the skin like the serpent. This is the moment where the old layer can no longer come with us. Ophiuchus is associated with death, rebirth, healing, and deep transformation. What version of you has expired? What patterns no longer serve who you are becoming? What are you carrying that is only holding you down? It's time to clear the baggage. This is a deep portal of death, transformation, and rebirth. We are alchemizing pain into power. This is the final stretch. Ophiuchus is the 9th constellation, not the 13th. It is the 13th missing sign, but it does come after Scorpio, the 8th sign, making Ophiuchus the 9th. And we are in a year 9, according to numerology, a year of completion, closure, and karmic release. You may feel emotional heaviness, a desire to purge or simplify, grief mixed with relief, and exhaustion paired with clarity. I know that I am speaking from my own experience. My moon is in the sign of Ophiuchus, and I am really feeling the shifts with this energy. But I have to remind myself, this is not regression, this is completion. Ophiuchus invites you into the void, not as punishment, but as initiation. You may not know what comes next, and that's okay. We may not know the final vision, but when the moon arrives in Sagittarius, we are pointing our arrow away from what does not feed our soul and we soften into the unknown with faith. Sagittarius is fire. It is vision, faith, truth, expansion, and meaning. If Ophiuchus is the death of the old identity, Sagittarius is the spark of the new one. This new moon does not demand a fully formed plan. It only asks for honesty. Sagittarius teaches us to aim the arrow toward what feeds our soul, releasing limiting beliefs, trust the journey even without a map, allow trial and error, remain open to unexpected lessons. This is the fire of the phoenix rising, not because everything is known, but because faith has been restored. Ophiuchus is ether, the void, the mystery, the unseen. Sagittarius is fire, the spark, the movement, the first step. Together they say, let go of who you were and trust who you are becoming. Now let's explore the major alignments shaping this new moon portal. Starting with the sun and the moon conjunct the fixed star Edaman in the constellation of Draco. Edaman in the constellation of Draco carries dragon energy. And yes, you heard me right. I said dragons. I haven't talked much about dragon frequency here, but I know this frequency very well. As I mentioned before, my moon is in Ophiuchus, conjunct Draco and the Galactic Center, which I'll discuss next. I really don't want to shy away from highlighting this alignment today because I know that I attract people with this energetic signature. When we're looking at star maps, we're looking at energetic signatures. And this is the energy of guardianship and sovereignty. There is a need to protect and to maintain universal order through embodied leadership. Dragons are not destroyers. They are keepers of the earth's original divine template. They are protectors of sacred knowledge. This alignment calls you to reclaim your inner authority. Not dominance, not control, but sovereignty rooted in wisdom. And as I am sitting in this energy, I am really feeling called to share more about this dragon energetic signature. And I'll definitely get around to it once I start sharing about each of the fixed stars and what I have been feeling their energies are. Because I definitely feel like a lot of the fixed star information out there is very outdated, and we are expanding our consciousness and evolving spiritually. So definitely fixed stars are not what, there's so much more to them. So I'm, excited to share a lot more. Thank you to everyone that has been listening and is interested in my work. I am very busy with children, and I was working a full-time job and homeschooling part-time, and now I'm homeschooling full-time. So yeah, it's definitely a balance between my responsibilities and like what really feeds my soul. So this is part of that aspect of myself that I want to continue studying cosmology and sharing that higher wisdom. And while we're on the subject of dragons, I also want to share my friend Carla's new Substack publication called The Dragon Realm. And I want to share this because one of her latest posts aligns so much with what I described earlier as the energy of this new moon, where we are in this void and we don't have to know what is coming next. And really, for me, it was further confirmation that there is very strong dragon energy at play during this new moon. She's doing 12 days of dragon transmissions leading up to the winter solstice. So definitely check that out if you want to connect more to this dragon energy. Moving on, the sun and the moon are also conjunct the Galactic Center. And the Galactic Center is the supermassive black hole at the center of our Milky Way. And spiritually, it does act as a transmitter of divine consciousness, a point of spiritual downloads, awakening, and accelerated evolution. When the sun and the moon align here, intentions are amplified beyond the personal. This new moon is not just about your path, it is about how your path weaves into the collective evolution. Listen closely to intuitive nudges, and the messages may arrive symbolically or through dreams. Moving on to Venus, we also have Venus in the sign of Ophiuchus, and it is directly conjunct the star Razalhog in the constellation of Ophiuchus. With Venus aligned here, this brings healing through love. Old wounds around worth, intimacy, and self acceptance rise, not to hurt you, but to be integrated. This is a great opportunity for redemption of the fractured self, bringing unconditional love to heal the heart. Moving on to Mercury. Mercury during this new moon is conjunct the fixed star Antares in the constellation of Scorpio. Mercury is the messenger, and it is the planet that rules communication and the mind. And the star Antares sharpens our perception and brings courage. This may bring about conversations that may be intense, but also clarifying. This is a time when truth is revealed and the mind cuts through illusion. You want to speak honestly, but mindfully and wisely. Moving on to Mars. Mars is also in Sagittarius and has been acting as a trailblazer all this time. It was the first to move into Ophiuchus, followed by the Sun, and then moved into Sagittarius. And Mars fuels forward momentum. After all of the shedding, energy returns and action aligned with truth becomes possible. And then speaking about illusions, this reminds me that Neptune just went direct on December 10th in Pisces. And I'm noticing here, looking at the charts, that Neptune and Saturn are both squaring this new moon. And so with Neptune going direct and Pisces, this is really lifting confusion and fog. Saturn square reminds us that dreams require responsibility and faith must be grounded in order for it to manifest. Okay, let's go ahead and pull a tarot card for the collective. Let's see. Okay, let's go ahead and pull a tarot card for the collective. I have a new deck called the Sword and the Rose. It was a very limited stock by a very famous astrologer. Her name is Candace. Western astrologer, but I still love her. She's great and I love watching her. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull a card for the collective and see what wants to come through during the new moon. Okay, the card at the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups. So this card is really speaking to, it's very lighthearted, very imaginative. It's really about believing in what is possible. It's very romantic. It might be the Venus energy in Ophiuchus. He's, he's the Prince Charming, the Knight of Cups, and wants to romanticize you and take care of you. So that's a beautiful card. Okay, let's go ahead and ask for one more. And the next card I'm pulling is the King of Pentacles. So this is really making me think of like the Saturn energy, where we need to have our dreams grounded in order for them to be manifest, and in order for us to continue, we need to have the foundation, we need to have the resources, things need to keep moving. It's about being better with our resources, with our money, what we do with our money, creating that stability. And with Neptune now being direct, it's like you can't be stuck in the illusion. We are literally living in the 3D, and we still have to make things work. We still need to make ends meet. I also pulled the 10 of Wands. And to me, I feel like this is like we really are coming to the end of a cycle of being extremely tired and overwhelmed. Okay, so that's it for the tarot. Okay, now let's move on to our ritual closing. And for our ritual closing this time, I really want to share Holy Fire Reiki healing energy with you today. So I will be guiding you through that. And as we begin, set the intention now to receive the Holy Fire Reiki. And Holy Fire Reiki is intelligent, gentle, and guided by divine consciousness. It flows exactly where it is needed, healing, clearing, and restoring in perfect timing. There is nothing you need to do. Simply allow yourself to receive. Close your eyes. Take a deep, slow breath in through your nose. And exhale softly through your mouth. Feel Holy Fire Reiki begin to move through you now. Warm, luminous, and peaceful. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast, sacred void. This is not emptiness. This is pure potential. Behind you rests everything you have outgrown. Old identities, expired roles, stories that no longer fit the truth of who you are becoming. With reverence and gratitude, you acknowledge what has completed its cycle. You give thanks for the lessons, the wisdom, and the initiations. Holy Fire Reiki flows through this release, clearing any remaining cords, transmuting attachment, and sealing your energy field with peace. Now bring your awareness to your heart. A small flame ignites at your center, steady, bright, and true. This is your spark, the fire of faith, the fire of truth, the fire that rises after surrender. You do not need to know where it leads. Holy Fire walks ahead of you. You are guided. You are held. Allow these affirmations to be received as a remembrance. I release what no longer serves my becoming. I trust the void to deliver divine guidance. I honor the wisdom gained from every ending. I welcome rebirth with courage and faith. I surrender to the unfolding path. Feel Holy Fire Reiki anchoring these intentions into your body, your heart, and your field. Take one more deep, nourishing breath. And when you are ready, gently return, carrying the flame with you. And so it is. Thank you for walking this threshold with me. If this episode resonated, I invite you to subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with someone who is also standing at the edge of a new beginning. May you rise with fire, and may you trust the mystery. Until next time, blessings under the new moon.